Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Exploring and Ball Collecting with Jimmy. Tonight, I'm doing something a little different. I'm exploring. I'm digging into my toolbox, and not my toolbox for the car, my antique tools. I belong to an organization. It's Milton Steam Era, and they're located in Milton, Ontario, and it's a club where everyone contributes, whether it's a tractor, a steam engine, oil pull engines, all kinds of antique farm equipment, blacksmithing equipment, logging, lumber, anything that's basically old. It started out basically farm tractors and steam engines, and in the last I think it's almost 30 years. Sure, if I'm wrong, I'll catch hell for it. But anyways, I belong to it. I do an antique display every year. I started out going there, displaying my bottles and other artifacts that I have, and slowly progressed into just about anything under the sun I collect. But I started collecting antique tools quite a few years ago. I really haven't displayed them or talked about them. I displayed them last year, I believe, was the first year I actually displayed them at Milton Steam Era, because I have quite a few old tools, and I thought, well, let's start showing them off. So tonight I thought, I would do a series. So this is just the first one, but of one of a kind antique tools, and it could be farm tools, car tools, steam engine tools, tractors, you name it. But these are tools that were not designed in a company, a factory, anything. They were designed at people's homes for whatever reason, whether they needed a special wrench or something. They designed it at home and created it out of something else. So the first one I'm going to show you starts out as, everyone knows what this is. This is a file, pretty much your ordinary run-of-the-mill file. This one, I believe, is a wood file. But anyways, it's what we're talking about. I don't know if I have another one. I don't think so. But anyways, so this tool I'm about to show you started out as a file and ended up as a wrench. Yeah, it's a wrench. And I bought this last year. But if you look at it, you can see, there you go. You see those little lines? Well, that's off a file. I believe it's a steel file. So those are lines there, and they run all the way to the top. I think you can see a few lines there. And at the back, you can see the file lines going across. See right there where my finger is? Those lines would be similar to those. And I believe they run the whole course. So here's a better view. Right there. Right there where my finger is, you can see the file lines. So I believe this started out as a steel file and ended up as a wrench. And this is one of a kind. I mean, how many people have a file have a wrench made out of a file? Don't ask me the size of this. I really haven't checked But yeah, it's one of a kind. I believe it was made in a blacksmith shop, because I think they would have had to have heated up the metal and pounded it out. So that's the first one. So that I thought was interesting. Maybe a lot of you people don't find interesting, but I do. So there you go. So that's one of a kind wrench. And so the next one is a little bit different. You can say that it started out in the kitchen and ended up in the field. And it is a working piece of equipment, and it's one of a kind. That's the whole thing. The handle. And the pot. So this started out right here as, I guess, a cake pan. You know, I guess looks to be a marble cake or angel food cake, because it's deep. But you know what this is? It's not a banjo. Well, I can't strum it. And the handle started out as a branch off a tree, and it was never never went through a wood plane, or it never did anything. You can see it still has where the branches were. So what they did was they just took it out of the tree, cut it, and they attached it to this board with bolts and a wire. I guess the wire was used as a lock nut or a lock washer, and then they pried, and look right there, you guys can see, they pried the end of the bolt open to stop the bolt from popping off, because it is relatively loose. And then they attached the angel food cake pan to the board with simple nails. You can see right there, I believe they're finishing nails, and it spins, and it's got a hole in it, and it's got several holes here. There's a hole there. If you look right around, there's another one, another one. So, give you any idea what this could be? Not a banjo, not a musical instrument. It is a seeder. And a seeder, I mean, they would put the seed through this little hole. I guess they put half, as you can see, that the hole is not centered. So I believe they would fill this side up, and then they would go along in the rows, and slowly the seeds will pour right through the little holes here on the side, and then plant a nice straight row. And it does work. I'll show you how my screws are shaking. But you look right there. Oh, it's not going to work. Okay, here we go. So, there it goes. There it is. Look at that, eh? So that's kind of an ingenious thing to do, you know. I don't know if it works, but I know that it is one of a kind, handmade. This board is one large piece of wood. It's not a piece of plywood. It's one large, looks like they took a barn board, and as you can see right here, there's a wood plug. So, you know, they could have been a seat, could have been, I'm thinking it was a barn board, just by the way it was cut, because you can see that it was cut in a sawmill. There you go. See those lines going across? So that's sawmill lines. They go straight across with a saw cutter. So I thought that was interesting. So those are the two things. One up from my, I guess you can call it from my archive or my museum. So I also want to do a shout out. A friend of mine last night came into my live stream that I had at 10 o'clock. It was just a spur of the moment live stream. I was working on my computer, and I thought, well, hey, I'll just go live and see what there is, see who's out there who wants to talk. And a friend of mine, Clinton, came on, and Clinton has a YouTube channel. He's part of the Milton Steam Era as well, and he's got a YouTube channel. It's called SJC Museum. And what he does is he goes to steam shows and farm tractor shows, other, antique car shows. He does all kinds of different shows, and he videotapes John Deere's and other farm equipment, and Massey's and McCormick's and all that. And he goes through, and he also does antique. Basically records anything with an engine. If it moves, he records it. It is really good. He's got 47 subscribers, and he just loaded one up, I believe, steam engines in the snow. He was at a farm show, and he recorded it, and really good. And so I thought tonight, as part of my shout outs, I would give him a shout out. So I'll put the link to his YouTube channel in the description below. And I'll also post it at the end on my end screen. Yeah, end screen. And check him out. Show him support. Check out his channel. I'm sure he's going to improve with as he gets going. It takes a while on YouTube to find your footing and find what works good. So, yeah, show him support, and check him out. And maybe next time I'm going to dig out something else out of my collection and show it on here. So this has been one of a kind and a shout out. So please like, subscribe, and check out my friend's channel, and we'll talk to you again. Bye for now.